AMP costs, in a non-pretentious way, the same as $0.0035 per coin. The current range of exchange rates is 0.0035–0.0035, and the previous day's close was 0.0035. This shows that, in every way that counts, the change was 0.0000.00. Surprisingly, the most expensive AMP cost is expected on April 24th. On Tuesday, April 25th, 0.0033, which is usually a very important AMP measure, cost about $0.0034 at the most. 0.0036 or at least 0.0032, which is a huge AMP cost prediction for April 26th. 0.0033 is the most expensive, 0.0035 is the most expensive lease, and 0.0031 is the most expensive quote for Thursday, April 27th. On average, they thought the AMP price prediction for April 28th would be at least 0.0030, if not 0.0034. 0.0032 virtually most extreme. The difference between 0.0034 and 0.0030 is quite large. On Monday, May 1st, it cost 0.0031 the most. 0.0033 is really the minimum. 0.0029 is usually a very high AMP cost prediction on Tuesday, May 2nd cost $0.0031 maximum. 0.0033 to 0.0029, which is a very big AMP gauge, cost at least $0.0032 on Wednesday, May 3rd, sort of the most expensive. Contrary to what most people think, the cost estimate for Thursday, May 4th is $0.0032, which is kind of the most. On Friday, May 5th, 0.0030, which is basically a very big AMP gauge, cost about $0.0033, which is about the most you could pay. 0.0035 less than 0.0031 in about 14 days. The cost is expected to be $0.0032 on Monday, May 8th, which is a bit high. 0.0034 or less than 0.0030, which is very important. Tuesday, May 9th, cost a total of $0.0033 in every way that matters. 0.0035 sort of minimum, 0.0031 in a very important way. AMP cost expectation on Wednesday, May 10th costs $0.0033 sort of maximum. They thought that 0.0035 was the least and that 0.0031 was the most. The AMP gauge cost on Thursday, May 11th was $0.0033, which was kind of the most expensive. 0.0035 in every way that matters, at least 0.0031 in a significant way. AMP price forecast for Friday, May 12th price $0.0034 unquestionably highest, 0.0036 Gen truly least, 0.0032 significantly in 3 weeks. AMP estimate on Monday, May 15th cost $0.0034 essentially maximum, 0.0036 Gen truly least, 0.0032 exquisite contrary to popular belief and cost expectation on Tuesday, May 16th cost $0.0034 sort of highest, 0.0036 beautiful least, 0.0032 in a discrete AMP gauge on Wednesday, May 0.0036 sort of minimum, 0.0032, which is a very large AMP cost prediction for Thursday, May 18th cost $0.0035 sort of maximum, 0.0037 about 0.0033, or so they thought, was the AMP figure on Friday, May 19th that cost $0.0035 at its most expensive. 0.0037 without a doubt, at least 0.0033 in a non-suspicious way in about a month. AMP cost estimate on Monday, May 22 cost $0.0034, which is the craziest thing ever. 0.0036 especially least 0.0032 especially look at how in about 14 days AMP cost gauge on Monday, May 8, cost 0.0032 most expensive. 0.0034 really most outrageous 0.0030 in a serious way AMP figure on Tuesday, May 23 cost 0.0034 really most outrageous 0.0036 truly least 0.0032 appearance that in Pinnacle guess on Thursday, April 27 expense 0.0032 really most prominent 0.0034 delightful rented 0.0030 in a subtle manner USD to AMP transformation scale. Truly identical to 287.36 coins per $1, so the change fundamentally was 0.0000%, which in each common sense is extremely gigantic today, Sri 282-49-287-36 in. A particularly critical matter, the previous day SNR by 283.29 really regardless of standard reasoning change, for the present in addition to 4.07 in addition to 1.44, so in about a month AMP cost assumption on Monday, May 22 expense 0.0034. Particularly most outrageous 0.0036 kind of least 0.0032 really further appearance how in around 14 days AMP cost gauge on Monday, May 8 expense 0.0032 surely most prominent 0.0034 particularly least 0.0030 which kind of is really immense USD to AMP cost check. 4 and the not so far off future in month inside and out that truly matters contrary to predominant reasoning dollar to AMP guess on Monday, April 24 expense 285.71 coins kind of most noteworthy 303.03 very least 270.27 or so they thought USD to AMP assumption on Tuesday, April 25 expense 294.12 coins overall, most noteworthy 312.50, especially rent 277.78 in a truly colossal manner dollar to AMP gauge on Wednesday, April 26, expense 303.03 coins truly generally outrageous 322.5 coins usually cost at least $285 and 71 cents, which is a very big amount. On Thursday, April 27, it costs 312.50 coins usually the most. 333.33 lease 294.12 in an extremely important way Fowler's request to raise speculation on April 28